Welcome back to the surgical canvas. Mandibular distraction osteogenesis was pioneered by the McCarthy in year 1992. He described that almost any portion of the mandible may be distracted and there is simultaneous increase of the overlying soft tissue envelope. So mandibular distraction osteogenesis is very useful concept. Coming to the mandibular body, example in case of hypoplastic mandibular body in Pierre Robin sequence consists of a triad of micrognathia, glossoptosis and associated airway obstruction. Here there is convex facial profile where there is crowding of the mandibular teeth and there is receding chin. In case of neonatal period, our main concern is the airway obstruction. We first try the conservative treatment where we go for prone positioning and non-invasive positive pressure airway ventilation. Conservative management fails, we have to go for surgical management, and mandibular distraction osteogenesis can be one of the tool. Here we can go for transoral incision or submandibular incision, any of the incision can be taken, and partial osteotomy is done distal to the last molar. If there is an edentulous neonatal patient, an inverted L osteotomy is done, which measures half the distance of height and width of the ramus. This principle avoids the injury of tooth buds and inferior alveolar nerves. After the partial osteotomy, we go for the distractor application. After that, we go for partial activation of this distractor, and when partial activation has been done and a small amount of distraction has been applied, we go for complete osteotomy. All this process, the partial osteotomy and then distractor application and then partial activation steps help prevent the displacement of osteotomy segment out of plane before fixation of the distractor. And after complete osteotomy, we go for the activation of the racket lock on the device. In neonatal patient, we can directly start the activation phase. There is no need of latent period. But in other patient, we wait for the latency period followed by activation. So here we can see there is Pierre Robin sequence. This is convexity. The mandible is hypoplastic. Here we go for inverted L incision. It is half the distance between height and half the distance between breadth. And here we go for inverted L osteotomy, which preserve the tooth buds and inferior alveolar nerves. Distractor is applied on the inferior border. If distractor is applied on the inferior border, there is maximum horizontal vector. This maximum horizontal vector prevents the glossoptosis. We have found that in symptomatic micrognathia, mandibular distraction osteogenesis is better than the previously done tongue-lip adhesions because there are chances of wound dehiscence in tongue-lip adhesions. Therefore, MDO is the standard of treatment. But before the surgery, we must rule out the cause of airway obstruction because sometimes the obstruction is due to the lower airway anomalies such as laryngomalacia and the subglottic stenosis. These conditions will not improve with the mandibular distraction osteogenesis. Now coming to the mandibular ramus. Here there is hypoplasia. For example, in case of craniofacial microsomia, if there is appropriate bone stock, we can directly go for the ramus distraction osteogenesis. Here preoperative virtual surgical planning on the computer software is very important because it helps in selection of the optimal vector to minimize the facial asymmetry. Let's take an example of the golden hair syndrome. Here we can see the epibulbar dermoid, which is a characteristic of the golden hair syndrome. Here we have applied 3 pins because let's say in case of only application of 2 pins for distraction of this ramus, when the distraction forces are applied, there are chances of iatrogenic temporomandibular joint injury. So to avoid the TMJ injury, we go for external stabilization of this proximal segment. Now the distraction force works only on the distraction of the ramus. There are no iatrogenic TMJ injuries. Now coming to the other methods of mandibular destruction, for example, transport distraction osteogenesis. For example, in cases of damaged or ankylosed temporomandibular joints, this damaged bone is removed and then we create a transport segment from the mandible and go for distraction osteogenesis. But the disadvantage of this procedure is that there are high chances of re-ankylosis. Therefore, some surgeons prefer alloplastic arthroplasty. Similarly, there is symphysial distraction osteogenesis. For example, in cases of mandibular transverse symphysial deficiency, where there is mandibular arch narrowing and crowding of mandibular teeth.